Hi, you're listening to Just Unjust.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the second episode of Just Unjust. We posted our first episode a few days ago. Wait, so you guys should check it out if you haven't yet. My name is Zalia, and I'll be your host for today. And with me right now are 5 people. And would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Me first. Hi, I'm Sabrina. I was last episode's host. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi guys, I'm Lisa. Memang dah biasa nampak, biasa dengar. Okay. Okay, so I'm Amira.
Hi, it's me, Amira. So yeah.
Yay! Everyone from last episode is also here. Like Tammy is also here. Say hi, Tammy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tamis. I was on the last episode. Nice to meet all of you.
And then
last but not least, we have
Lana. Hi.
Oh yeah, I was scrolling through YouTube a few days ago, and then I came across this one video. It was this guy, I forgot his name, it was an old guy, something Nur Abdullah, Muhammad Nur Abdullah, yeah. He was talking about how Malaysia should only have one aliran sekolah, which brings us,
I agree.
which brings us to the first topic actually, which is
Vernacular schools.
Vernacular schools.
Okay, so first, I want to ask, what are vernacular schools? For people who live under a rock and they don't know, what are vernacular schools?
Okay, so vernacular school ni kan, it's like, you see, okay, it's a different thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a different type of school. Jenis kebangsaan.
Sekolah jenis kebangsaan.
Yeah.
Government school.
It's still a public school, but it's also under the government. They learn the same things as we do, and they are being taught in their own language, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, it uses languages other than English and BM lah untuk teach.
Mandarin, Tamil.
Yeah. So contohnya there's SJKC Puachai, so they'll mainly use Chinese, and there's Vivekananda, which uses Tamil.
Yeah.
So, the problem is whether people are talking about whether they want to demolish the schools. Yeah. So in your opinion, should vernacular schools be demolished or not?
Okay. For me,
Not demolished, abolished.
Demolished.
That's schools.
Abolished, whatever. Should they be abolished or not, and why?
For me, I don't think so. It's like some of the comments that I read. They say if you want to abolish vernacular school, you should go to private school, like girls' school, boys' school, like that. And yeah, like the real controversy here for the vernacular school is because they said tak ada perpaduan antara kaum. Right?
Yes. It's like very divided between those races.
Tapi the fact that they're like focusing on vernacular schools in particular, like diorang tak masukkan like private school, boys' school, girls' school.
No, they were like the apa? It's not only like the Chinese, the minority communities in Malaysia that have a problem with it. It's also the Malay community that also have a problem with it, because if we were gonna get rid of vernacular schools, we will also have to get rid of like Islamic schools, like
private schools, international schools.
And then I don't think international school is fine. I think it's because it's not under KPM. It's not under KPM. Like basically all those other like other schools that are not kebangsaan, you know, like MRSM also, I think they would have to be abolished, because I think
but it's only for pribumi.
Yeah, and also what is it called? Yang Kuala Kangsar.
MCKK.
Yeah, I don't understand that also. Like,
MCKK, dia like originally is for anak raja, anak sultan. So bangsawan, anak bangsawan.
Yeah, and it's the epitome of privilege in Malaysia. Malay and boys.
Yep.
To me, in my opinion, I feel like vernacular schools should not be abolished. Sebab they've been here like for a long time. I think I read on Google, it said Tamil vernacular schools have been here since 1860.
Vernacular schools were built because the British didn't want any any rift between the races and everything, so they divided them. So then it was from the British colonization that we got vernacular schools. From the
because of the immigration of the Chinese and Indians in
because the
Malaysia.
British brought them here to sort of like grow the economy, and then they divided everyone. So I think that was from what they were thinking, like just separate everyone. Okay.
Yeah, when you segregate everyone, there's like less chance of everyone getting up together and going against British. So it's sort of like a smart move on their part. So okay, I have a question. What do you guys think of like Malaysians? Because they went to vernacular schools or something like that. They can't even speak Malay. So what's your opinion on that? Like, is it wrong or is it like, you know?
I think
this is the issue about you are Malaysian but you cannot speak Malay.
Yeah, you can't speak Malay. Like Indian, Malay, even Chinese, but you can't speak Malay, which is like our.
I think they need to allocate more BM classes.
The thing is, okay, I agree. Like for me, I agree that we should abolish vernacular schools, but we should allocate more time because the even like Chinese students and Indian students, they learn Tamil and Chinese in kebangsaan schools, but they only have like 2 hours. Like our English, English and BM too is like more than like what 4 hours a week, 5-6 hours. You know, like even if we would abolish vernacular schools, we would need to allocate that same amount of time to all the languages. Also, okay, I'm talking too much. Yeah,
it's okay. I think the only problem with me is that I don't want to abolish vernacular schools only because I'm scared that their mother tongue might like go down. I feel like if sekolah kerajaan were to if sekolah were to give more time, like Sabrina said, allocate more time for Chinese and Tamil classes, then I'll be okay with abolishing the schools. Because a lot of like Chinese and Indians in Malaysia, like a lot of people don't even have the basics of their own language. So it's kind of sad that they know BM fully, but they don't know their mother language, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Zalia.
Vernacular school teach BM, right?
Yeah, they
do.
But they don't. I think
they don't
stress it that much.
Yeah, they don't prioritize it.
It's like us, like Arab. Do you understand it? I don't. But like at the same time, we can write it.
Analisa. That's all I know.
The only thing I remember. The only thing I remember is Ahlan wa Sahlan. So
Aku
I learned bahasa
Hazah
Arab.
Hazihi je.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Number 1.
Oh my god.
What's number 1?
Wahidun, Isnani, Salasa.
Oh.
That's literally the only thing I remember.
I totally forgot.
Also, why do you have to learn Arab in primary school? Like it's kind of there's no use.
Exactly. I don't even know how I can take exam of Arab. Like
I forgot past 70.
I feel my music also. I didn't like music. My music teacher made us sing. I was like, this is not. I thought music was like playing and then playing guitar.
We had to sing. That was horrible. We had recorders, didn't we? Remember we had recorders? We had to play that shit.
If you didn't have recorders, you would need to use rulers.
Oh my god, what?
I tak suka music tau. I tak suka music sebab kalau I tak bawa recorder, I kena pinjam kawan-kawan I punya recorder.
No. In my school, they had this almari full of recorders.
Yeah.
Tak bawa, you do that. And it's black.
It's direct.
I doubt that they even clean them. Like even
No,
though
they don't.
own students use it, they don't
Wait,
clean them.
I remember there was a case in my school where the boys were like, when the girl, after they used it, they would like lick, the boys would lick it. And then
Disgusting.
it made such an outrage where like the girls just like, we just don't use it anymore. Like we just don't use it.
Wait, if our friends are listening to this, me and Alana, okay, if both of our friends are listening to this, they will remember this. But I won't tell you this story. Okay, when we were
What is this?
the mixing the drinks one.
Oh my god, stop!
What is this?
It's so lit, you know. Like I think we were like the best like year ever. Like
It was like during Hari Raya celebration, and our guy friends, right?
no, it was all of us, like our group.
Yeah, but it started with like the guys. They mixed a bunch of drinks together.
It was all of us. It was like apa the fam. Anyways, but then we mixed together.
Okay, this is what happened. So we like mixed a bunch of drinks together, and it was horrible. So anyway, I drank it. I spat it out, and my friend, oh my god, Sabrina,
Licked it.
He
He didn't know.
Drank it.
Eee.
He didn't know though. People were like tricking him into drinking, and I felt so bad.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, we got off topic, but
Okay, back to
Okay,
vernacular.
move on.
Okay. So a few days ago, sometime ago, I forgot when. Pride and Prejudice posted on their story a few questions, 3 questions, about vernacular schools, and we got some responses. So I'll be reading them to you, and if you guys could comment on the responses, that would be great. Okay.
All right. Okay.
First question. What do you think of vernacular schools? Okay, first, Blobfish on Instagram wrote, a place where you dive in deeper into the person's culture or ethnic background.
Okay.
Also, the same person wrote, sponsors and strong PIBG funds.
Betul. SJKC macam sekolah private, okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
It looks so
Tak payah
nice.
tengok
The
SJKC
building's so
Sentul.
nice.
SJKC Sentul is the best. Ada apa orang kata tu? Escalator lagi, ada lift,
For
ada
real?
Oh my god,
one.
right.
Yeah, SJKC
Wow.
Sentul. I love SJKC Sentul.
I'm jealous. Oh my god, okay. Okay, and then another person, Hakim, actually, from our team, he says, I believe vernacular schools only serve to divide the country. Adding into that, I think that we shouldn't be identifying ourselves into so many groups. What do you guys think about that?
For me, even sekolah kebangsaan pun you boleh nampak orang pun divide sangat. Even macam contoh Indian students kawan dengan Indian students je, Malay students kawan dengan Malay students.
But I think in my school, I'm not gonna name which school. But then if people from like vernacular schools from the primary schools, I think you can see like a clear divide on where they stand. Like all the vernacular schools, people from vernacular schools hang out in one club.
Yeah, oh my god, I remember
It's
that.
if we don't do vernacular schools as primary students. But I feel like we don't, just in general, like even the Malay community, we're not that accepting of other cultures. We need to learn how to just be friends with other people.
But I don't think vernacular schools are like a sole reason why we divided. Because most people who go to vernacular schools, I said that weird. They go in SK, and then eventually they go to just like a normal public school. Like most of the, like in SMK. Like most people from my school went to vernacular schools. Most of them. Majority people in my school are Chinese. So it's like normal to do that for them.
Because your school is like basically a vernacular school. No, I'm not gonna say that. It's like
it's mostly Chinese.
Yeah.
Mostly Chinese.
Even like in my school, you can see a divide like in groups. Even like the Malay school, the Malay people in my school who went to like kebangsaan school also like don't want to integrate. So I don't know how we can fix this problem unless like I literally don't know, because it's always gonna stay in us forever. Like even though we abolish vernacular schools, it's always gonna be
it's
us
always
and them.
It's
always gonna be us and them.
It's really hard to to get rid of that feeling.
Yeah, the problem like won't go away with abolishing vernacular schools.
Okay, next question.
Second question. Why do you think vernacular schools are so controversial? The same 2 people wrote, and the same 2 people answered.
And thank you, Hakim.
Thank you, both of you.
Salute.
But Blobfish actually had a lot to say in this one. Okay, so they wrote, they are one of the main causes of racism. Students will only get along with their own race and not interact with each other during high school. Usually, most people say that they will learn to interact with each other at SMK or high school, but no. To me, it is too late. In my school, most of my classmates sit down with their own races. The Malays sit down with the Malays, the Chinese hang out with the Chinese, and the Indians are together. What I'm saying is that people have to start hanging out with each other no matter what race and at least interact. What is the point of having the title of a multiracial country if everyone is separated?
It's
Menusuk
true.
kalbu Menusuk kalbu.
It's true because when your mindset is already like set on like, oh, aku kena kahwin dengan orang Melayu je, it brings it over to when you're older, and when you're older it's harder to change, so you might as well start young.
And also the older generation, they're like, I feel like they're corrupting our minds. It's like they're like, oh, these Chinese, man, this Chinese or these Indians or these Malays. Macam, man, it's
I think the older people yang brainwash the younger generation. Macam Cina ini India ni Malay ni.
So there was like a quote I think for someone. It's like this shows that we weren't born racist. We were taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
And then Hakim, he wrote, because they divide the populace and don't quite serve their historical purpose anymore.
What is the historical purpose? You have to go back. What is the historical purpose?
I think like their culture, basically, vernacular schools, people say that they were built to preserve like their mother tongue and their culture. Since it's like a more modern world, people don't follow traditions anymore anyways. So I kind of like
somehow agree.
I think I agree with like both the respondents.
Yeah, Mira.
I'm okay with the comment, but as what I can see, masa primary school, I have with my friends like from SJKT, but that's sekolah kebangsaan. During primary school, some of us also sekolah agama, right? Yeah, we are classmates during sekolah agama, and as what I see from her is like she's okay on both sides. But when you think about it again, but not all like Malay, like Islam Malay, not all of them go to sekolah agama, you know.
For me, right, I really don't get the point of sekolah agama. Sebab you dah belajar pendidikan Islam in sekolah menengah, sekolah rendah, SK, sekolah kebangsaan.
Speaking from an ex-sekolah agama student, I went there up until tahun 4 and then I dropped out because
all my siblings dropped out. I swear all my siblings dropped out.
I never finished it. It's because I got bullied there. But like in sekolah agama, I can say that they only give you a much more deeper dive into like the religion, and also like a bit more advanced. So, like SK, I present how it's a bit like behind because they have to teach like sirah, tajwid semua in 1 hour in like 2-3 times per week. As for sekolah agama, you have it for like every week, and you know fiqh is like for 1 hour like that for each. So you know a lot by faster than SK, which I guess is fine sort of, because for some parents it's like, I want you to learn about everything about this religion terus macam tu. But I dropped out at tahun 4, so I feel like I got nothing from sekolah agama.
You tak ambil IPKK lah?
Tak. No.
We can say we dropped out, bro. Wait, okay, my sekolah, masa dulu, there was this ustazah that was literally so mean and so garang, but it's like garang to the point of what even is the point of being garang? Like she was like garang
abusive
over the point.
They're just mean.
Terrible.
No, in my sekolah agama lah. But then there was this ustazah who, if you didn't bring schoolwork or you did something bad, she's the discipline ustazah lah.
Oh no.
Me?
Oh.
Oh, okay, it's okay. I'll bleep it out.
Oh my god.
No, I remember when someone didn't do work or something, she would pinch their nipples, which is
What?
she would twist them. Not,
That's
I don't think
horrible.
I don't think she did it to girls. I think she already did it to guys, which is
Oh,
also a form of
Sexual harassment?
yes.
yes.
That's why. No, I didn't even realize until I was reading our upcoming post. Oh wait, it's already been posted now. So if you want to check it out,
Really?
but I didn't know it was a form of like sexual harassment until until we started researching about it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Tapi for me, I dulu ke sekolah dekat Seremban, dekat Negeri Sembilan, SK Park. Okay. So macam kita orang tak, I tak masuk sekolah agama sebab I'm not interested and my mom pun tak interested. So I masuk kafar dekat SK Park je. And I tak pandai baca Arab tau. And I punya sirah pun macam tunggal langgang sikit. And I kena bully lah dengan ustazah. Awak ni kafir ke? Tak boleh jawab benda-benda ni.
Is it that?
Budak apa tu cikgu Negeri Sembilan memang hardcore sikit. So macam
Yeah. Like, the more religious the area is, the more hardcore they are at it. At least mine was at KL, so it was a bit like But I had this one, sorry, got a tangent, but I had this one Arab, Bahasa Arab teacher that was like super strict. She would, for 1 hour, she would go like, okay, I need you guys to hafal 5 pages. I'll give you 30 minutes hafal. And then siapa tak dapat jawab, you guys kena berdiri for the next 30 minutes duration. And I was so scared. I would always be the one to sit down because I was a favorite student. But now I can't even remember. I only know Kurusi, Arnabun, Arnab, Hadihi. That's all I know.
And it's like they were learning like because they were scared. They weren't like, you guys weren't learning because you wanted the information, but you guys were scared of being punished.
Yeah, that's not really learning, is it? It's just to learn how to jawab test papers, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, next question.
I think,
No, wait. Question: if we would abolish schools, vernacular schools, we have to abolish like Islamic schools like that. Because technically, are they under KPM?
Yeah, they are under KPM.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Sekolah Kebangsaan,
SKA,
SMKA.
Mine. Oh, I don't think mine was. Mine was under KPM. Mine was like
most of sekolah agama swasta.
You sekolah Kafar ke SKA?
Kafar.
No.
Kafar is not under KPM.
Yeah, that's why I was like, so it's not gonna be doing anything lah. They're just there.
Yeah, SKA Sekolah Kebangsaan Agama, SMKA Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama. That one is under KPM. Yang tu kain merah punya orang. Yeah.
Kain merah.
Oh, kain merah tu.
Yeah.
Sekolah rendah.
Sekolah kain merah.
I nampak budak kain merah I lari tau. Judgmental ni orang.
Oh, they are the worst. They are generally the worst.
I'm sorry for everyone who is chimera and is nice. I'm not trying to offend you.
I love the color. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm gonna call you guys out.
Okay, Zalia.
Last question. Will the abolishment of vernacular schools promote unity? Everyone said no except for one person, but I'm not going to call that person out.
Did they say what?
I think, okay. The second topic we're just going to dive in, which is
rape culture!
Bro,
which is not a happy topic, okay? It's a very sad topic.
It's not even a sad topic. It's a devastating topic. Like, why is it still happening in the 21st century? It's not even discovered. It was like literally made in like what, the early civilization. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a very heavy topic, so it's like it's heartbreaking when I read about this. Okay, so how do I end? Okay, what is rape culture? Like, if you had to explain rape culture to a 5-year-old.
5 years old.
Don't explain rape to a 5-year-old. If you guys had to explain rape culture as simply as you can, maybe not as simply as you can, but like so that people senang faham, how would you explain it?
For me, kalau macam mana macam I rasa budak-budak lelaki yang paling banyak problem sebab macam I tak nak cakap tapi I nak cakap the R word, the R Malay word, rempit. Okay, selalunya lelaki rempit. Dia orang selalu cakap, oh kalau aku dapat perempuan ni setahun aku tak keluar rumah. So maksudnya yeah. So I used to be a rempit masa I sekolah rendah, which is embarrassing. But tapi I rasa I rasa rape culture is more to rape jokes. Yeah, rape jokes and macam kalau aku dapat engkau ni kan hari-hari aku nak asset tau. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably that's the definition of rape culture. Okay, Tamis?
Oh, it's okay. So for me, like what Lisa said, is the normalization of like that sort of behavior towards women or sometimes even men. It just comes down to, like, at the core of it, maybe religion. I'm not going to go too in depth over this because it's a really touchy subject, especially religion and rape. But it comes from the objectification of women. And I know a lot of people heard this word before. It's like, objectification, what's that? No. It basically means that you do not see women as a person, you see them as an object, quite literally a piece of meat that has like two holes and a meat in front of her chest. That's it. That's all she is, right? And I know it's like really hard. Why can't men consider women as a person? And it's literally like in their brain, they can some men just cannot see a woman that can have feelings, that can have opinions, that can have emotions.
They see them as sex objects.
Yeah, and it just comes down to that thing where they just can't compute it in their head. So in order to abolish this rape culture, we have to like let them know that this is not okay, and amongst other things. But yeah, this is what I'm just ranting.
From a young age lah. I think kena ajar from a young age. Yeah. At 7 years old into dah boleh kena ajar.
Yeah, because sometimes it comes from family too, like how the dad treats the mom.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I asked one of my friends about rape culture for like points, and she was hardcore about this. She emphasized that it basically falls into tradition at this point because I think like we all know parents, they tend to baby their sons a lot.
Yeah.
And they're basically considered special because like macam bila dah besar, they have to juggle the family and stuff. So I think the idea is that macam they want to baby them now because they know they'll never like dapat that in the future, I guess. Also, girls, they're treated more harshly because nanti dah besar banyak responsibilities, especially to like take care of the house. That's apparent. That's what they think lah. And it basically becomes a cycle. At this point, it basically becomes a domino effect because the idea is that when you hurt someone, like when you get hurt, you tend to want to hurt someone else. And like contohnya, if parents treated you badly, then you're more likely to treat your anak badly, even though you don't want to, but you macam you can't really control it at this point.
Yeah. I sorry to interrupt, but I'd like to offer a perspective because I read a paper about this. I forgot what it was, but I'm not excusing their behavior about this, by the way. But some men objectify women and treat them like terribly, like abuse them and everything because they have personally been abused by a female figure in their life, like a mom, like a sister, whatever else. So they sort of internalize that anger inside them, and then they lay it out on the other women in their lives. So obviously, as I said, it's a cycle, and it's really hard to break apart from it. You just need therapy.
Therapy.
Therapy is the answer to everything.
But the conversation about like how people take religion and twist it, that's the thing. When they check out, the thing about like, in the Quran says it's okay to beat your wives and stuff. Like, bitch, what are you supposed to do that? Huh?
Go off, Sabrina.
No, sorry. Like, are you looking to? What are you trying to be? The Quran, or are you trying to portray? Like, are you trying to idolize Nabi Muhammad? Like, what did Nabi Muhammad do? He never hit his wife. He never hit a child. But then, why are you making excuses like to reference to the Quran? You're supposed to look up to Nabi Muhammad the way he interpreted it. So dumb. Okay, anyways.
Okay, Sabrina.
I think another major reason is because gender stereotypes. Like macam men, they're seen as more like aggressive, dominant, and like they want sex. And then it basically like creates like social pressure for them, because if they don't do this, they're gonna be seen as like a pussy, you know. And macam whereas girls, they're like seen as the opposite. They're like meek, submissive, and they don't enjoy sex.
Like very soft.
Yeah, that also creates like a problem juga, because
Mentality.
the mentality, and it's like normalized as heck. So it like men feel like they need to do this or else they'll be treated badly. Macam
They're less
contohnya,
of a man.
yeah, like I remember reading about Terry Crews. He came forth with his own story that he had been sexually assaulted, and then he got backlash for this, especially from a rapper called 50 Cent. Don't know him. He basically criticized and mocked Terry Crews because macam Terry Crews kind of like buff and he's like strong. So the rapper, he was like, "Oh, why don't you just fight back? Like, you're strong, why won't you fight back?"
I'm going to speak from personal experience because I have been sexually assaulted before in public. But I feel like people don't understand how, yes, he's a man, I guess. But like, I mean that in a sense where like, oh, he's a man, you should fight back. You don't understand that when someone touches you inappropriately, you literally will freeze because in that moment you are trying, your brain is trying to compute like what exactly is happening. And then and sometimes it's so bad that your brain will dissociate because it's so bad you don't want to remember it. So your brain will take you out of that situation. And then when it's over, you don't even like remember exactly what happened. You just sort of black out. So it's also part of like victim blaming and that sort of culture. They just don't understand how bad it actually is when you get sexually assaulted or harassed or abused.
Yeah, and then I also wanted to bring out the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. Like, abusers can be women too.
Oh, also, sorry, Talia, I also wanted to add, part of rape culture can also be the male gaze. Like, you know, in movies, sometimes when you watch, it's so normalized in us too that like, booty shot. Suddenly the camera is like panning down from her legs and then biata slowly and then her face. Like it just lingers on her body and then to her face, which sort of like shows how much men think of us as people. We're not even people to them. And I think that male gaze is also internalized in us. That it's kind of normal to like watch a movie and when it doesn't have the male gaze part, it's like, oh, wow. So that's why it feels like not being seen that way. And I think because of media, as girls, particularly girls, maybe even boys too, but particularly girls, we sort of see how in order to be liked, in order to get attention, in order to be heard, you need to be sexy. I'm not trying to like much of say, oh, you can't be sexy. That's like you're pandering to the male gaze. Sometimes when you find empowerment in its sexiness, it's fine when you're a grown adult woman. But as an 18-year-old, as a child, being empowered by sexiness isn't something you should do yet because you are still a minor. Because you should ask yourself, are you doing this for yourself or are you doing it for the male gaze? Are you doing it for men? Maybe they might say, oh, I'm just doing it for myself. But then you see like the comments on their Instagram posts, like, I saw this one girl, she was 15 years old. She was 1 year younger than us. And then she was posting a picture of her thighs and she was playing around with it. Like, sorry, it was a video. And then I felt so uncomfortable by it because it's like, you shouldn't do that at this age. I mean, come on, have you guys noticed how younger girls look better than us? As in like they as in like they don't have their ugly face. They just from 12, they just straight up look pretty. They look hot. Yeah, they look hot, which is like because we have been made fun of liking like Chatonia Claire's or like Toys R Us stuff at 12. People are like, oh, girls are like, and then we see how mature girls are getting much more praise. So obviously they want to follow that that way, that style. And it makes me, it's kind of sad to see that you have to grow up faster in order to be noticed, especially in this world now.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I just think because of society. It just doesn't sit right with me that a 17 or 16 years old girl have to act like a 20 years old woman. You know?
Yeah, they look 20. And now guys can use this excuse. It's like, oh, I didn't know that she was 13 years old.
Exactly.
Macam I rasa sebab kita dah portray daripada kecil kot, sebab macam TikTok, right? So macam kalau you nak jadi cantik, you kena ada hourglass body, you kena ada big assets. Yeah. So macam these younger girls macam
Assets.
To anyone listening to this podcast, if you're a teenager, it's okay to be ugly at this time. It's okay to look awkward at this time. You are supposed to be ugly.
And then I actually remember that being in our RBT textbook about the hourglass body. It was like stated tau macam, okay, bentuk hourglass, it's the ideal body type for women.
Oh my god, yeah.
Macam the education system ni macam satu je.
Right.
And then bila kau tengok writer tu, it was written by like Abdullah bin Hakim or something.
you can hourglass body. Once you're 15 years old.
Okay, how can we as students like raise awareness of this issue, or like make people understand that rape culture is wrong? You know, how can we as students raise awareness?
I think we all already know it's wrong. Even like the males, I'm just calling them males. The males who are like doing all this shit, they know they're wrong. They don't know where's the line, because they think that commenting is fine, or like catcalling is fine.
Yeah, and I've been like a victim of catcalling too. So I just don't understand. Like, do they think it's gonna flatter us? Like, who's benefiting from this?
I asked my brother about it, like, why do men like to catcall women? And he said they just don't want the attention. Like they don't fully expect like a woman be like, "Woy, mantap, untuk kau." Like of course a woman's gonna. You think a woman's gonna be like, "Oh my god, thanks."
Wait,
of course not.
Okay, wait.
Of course she would be grossed out.
Yeah.
They just want her to like look at him and be like, ew.
Nani?
And then she just walk away. Yeah, they just want her attention. So
once I was walking. No, I was jogging, I guess, like for a road run. And I was alone because like my parents were like already penat. So I was like, no, I'm not penat. I did another wrong. But then I was like walking, and then this guy come like riding a motorcycle, like smoking while riding a motorcycle, blow smoke in my face. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, do you have no respect for
How
people?
does he do that? How does he manage?
I was like, what the fuck? I was not, I should have done. She just kicked the fucking motorcycle. But then I was like, if I kick the motorcycle, is the guy gonna like beat me up? I was like,
yeah, there's always that fear of like,
Yeah.
if I fight back, I'm gonna get punched in the face.
should have brought a knife.
I always have that fear.
I
Tapi
wish
kalau
Yeah.
I rasa kalau macam kita report macam catcall, mesti like the older macam the baby boomers punya generation mesti cakap, alah dia puji sikit-sikit je. Ni kenapa suka lah tu?
This is why I try not to converse with old people. This
Me too.
mindset. All old people think the same. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
When I get triggered and I check out, okay, that's not right. Like you're being like racist or misogynistic. And they're like, well, no. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, bye bye.
You can never be right with them.
Yeah.
Awak tak
And then I was
faham,
like-
awak tu muda lagi.
Yeah, their sense of
like-
superiority is through the roof.
You know what riles me up? When I walk away and they're like, oh, my mind, just like, bro, you offended me and you expect me not to walk away. The fuck?
Yeah.
And I
Like, come on, it's 2021 already.
And then when they ask like, oh, merajuk ke? Macam,
Yeah.
Kenapa I nak merajuk dengan you? Wasting my time.
yeah. Okay, what we concluded.
It's okay to be ugly as a teenager.
Yes.
We only choose one thing that we name, so we can wrap this up. Okay.
Be careful with what you wear, like as a minor, because it's like, you know how Tammy's was saying, like a bunch of younger girls are dressing more sexually now. I feel like like for girls who do like embrace their sexuality like from a young age, we all like have experienced some bad thing with like an older guy, and I feel like most of them don't realize that something is wrong. Like I have friends who are like into way older guys and have like relations.
Sebastian Stan, hello.
No, not okay, but in real life, like actual.
Yeah.
and it's dangerous, and it's like a weird power dynamic. So be careful.
Another thing that we should like say is that you should know when to say no. Never be afraid to like reject. Like especially when it comes to sex, never be afraid to stand your ground and say no when you don't want to.
Yep.
What do you get from this conversation, Lisa?
Ilmu.
Word.
Did you guys ever like bark at guys when they catcall you? Because I started doing that recently. They just walk away. They think I'm crazy. It's like great. It's great.
Or you know what works is that when you're at a train and then you see like a group of guys, if you change the way you sit, like sometimes when girls sit, like you put your legs over like on top of one another, like that sort of thing. You have to sit like man spread, and then you sit like this. So that they are less inclined to kacau you. I do
just
that.
look as undesirable as you can.
Yes, undesirable as possible.
I think instead of like us having to adjust the way we like our lifestyle to like prevent ourselves from getting
You should just kill all men.
People.
Yeah.
We have sperm bags for a reason.
Sabrina.
No, we have sperm bags for a reason. We can like.
Why is there no birth control for men? Why is it only for women? I mean, men are the ones who are like shooting their shot like literally everywhere. If I'm gonna be honest, women get pregnant like 9 months. It's not like she can churn out babies and like every month. Guys do. Yeah. So why don't they get birth control?
This line. Wait, sorry. This line like boys will be boys, but girls will be women.
Yeah,
it just make me sad hearing that lines. I don't know.
Like, Tams is double middle fingering all of us. Okay, wait, yeah, I agree. Okay, continue.
Like, okay, don't listen to the term boys will be boys. And just okay, I guess thank you for listening. Thank you guys for speaking your views. And I guess that concludes the podcast episode for today. Yeah.
Yay!
Check out our first episode where we talk about FGM and occupied Palestine. Make sure to check that out. Very fun. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for listening.
Next episode. Woo!